I think, if it's all right with everyone in the audience, to tackle the first area, which is the role of sports programming in the region. And maybe I can open the question to you, Peter. What do you think is the role of sports programming in the region?
Well, if you look at the subject of fact or fiction, I think the fiction is that sport here works like it has around the world, where it's driven profits, it's taken companies like Sky into huge levels. You know, this area of the world, sport has brought down a lot of sports executives because the rights fees have been out of kilter with the sort of revenues that have been possible against them. And it's been a dangerous area to be in. Lots of reasons behind that, but the big sports investments don't logically make business sense out here, or at least haven't until this point. So it's an interesting area to be looking at for a group of executives working in sport in the Middle East, where you think, okay, maybe there's not so much to shout about because there's a lot of losses out there.
For Abu Dhabi itself, sports is one of its the pillars for its tourism and positioning around the world, and so I think we embraced fully the public service aspect of acquiring rights at a very high cost. Now, having done that, that doesn't mean that there's no benefit to spending this money, because other than the benefits I talked about in terms of positioning and so on, and reaching out to an audience, there's a lot of private sector companies that actually end up making a lot of money, hiring a lot of people, creating a lot of talent, pumping money into the economy in the UAE or around us, who make money from providing content or servicing the sports broadcasters.
And that's creating employment for the region and
Absolutely.
Generating careers for the local Emirati.
Not only, I mean, obviously we're an Emirati company, and so that's one of our primary focuses, but if you look at our teams, we have about a 50-50 split, so it's not only the local Emirati population that's benefiting, it's also Arabs from all over the region who are growing their talent and developing their careers with us and with other broadcasters like us.
I think the consolidation is a natural effect of the prices that were rising for the acquisition of the sports properties. If we compare it to 20 years ago or 10 years ago, you would buy most of the leagues for like a few $1 million, and lately to bid for one league you will go for tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. The consumer is the one that is getting the best value for that. But at the end of the day, the price is on the broadcasting and whoever is acquiring these properties.
The sport has grown dramatically, as Kareem's mentioned, that it's a key part of the growth for the region. And for production companies like Endemol and Endemol Sport and many of our other competitors, it is a region now where we are looking to have a base. It gives us other opportunities to work with new networks in the region, and also to work with the local population. Again, looking at a cost base where we can produce content not only in the market and for the region, but also to use it as a base to produce content for international markets and outside of the region. But we obviously want to try and engender a philosophy where we try and work very closely with our partners and the broadcasters, and at the same time making sure that we try and bring the talent in from the region, or we train the talent and we build that knowledge over the years, so that we actually then have a strong base, not just for the region but also as an international production company.
And how important is it putting this region on the map in hosting live big worldwide events? We've seen big soccer tournaments here in the region, Formula One, tennis tournaments, and golf. How important is that to encourage and build a sports industry here?
Of course, it differs by country. I think if you look at the Arab region, probably the UAE is the country that has the most focus on using sports as a way to put itself on the map, as you say. And that's driven a lot of things. It started a long time ago with golf, horse racing, and now it's gone on to bigger things like Formula One and Club World Cups and so on. We see Qatar trying to make a bid for the World Cup, so they're also quite aggressive in terms of their sports. The Asian Games were here. So in these two countries, I'd say it's singularly more a very strong focus for them as part of their strategy. The other markets, the other countries tend to focus entirely on their domestic sports, but in terms of the buzz or what's driving awareness, I'd say it's definitely hosting those international events that's playing a big role.
I think also there's a challenge there as well for the local industry, in that as TV production people, you know, the opportunity is there to work on a huge stage, to show your talents, to show the abilities in this region. But primarily a lot of those international events bring in totally foreign crew, totally foreign equipment, despite the fact there's quite a good infrastructure here. And that's one of the challenges for the business and the television industry as a whole, is to say, look, we can do this. You know, we can work on a worldwide stage, and we can produce content out of this region that will stand up around the world and look as good as it will do from anywhere.